Steve Fossett and Mark Rebhoilz have been in the air for more than 18 hours since they left Newfoundland yesterday at 21:46 hours Greenwich Mean Time.
Yes. History of Oregon making.
That's the sound over there, yeah. You know, yeah. All right, yeah, right, yeah. She may start it anyway, she may take a little time to that, yeah. Right.
Wow.
All right.
Look at that. That's beautiful. So nice to see. Right hand, doesn't say right turn, turn. She's very close.
Yeah, it's really low. Yeah, and it doesn't go down. It's really low. It doesn't get down. She's very slow.
Oh, that's a good one.
Straightforward down to the golf course, but she has to land on the bare ground with it into her runaway, and it's quite a mechanical feat and quite a skill to do that. Very shortly, within about 1 minute or less, thought she would have completed the circle and come again towards the landing area, which is the 8th area. Many people will be familiar with the Ballyconneely golf course here, the Connemara Golf Club at Ballyconneely, and it's the 8th fairway, and you're going to the northwest. Now she's gone back a little towards the original Alcock and Brown landing site in Clifton, and now I'm just watching her now as she, I would imagine, is turning here to make the final approach. Intense excitement and, you know, just a little, I suppose that a moment of stillness as she attempts landing. She's moving now in towards the 8th fairway, dropping down pretty quickly, and any moment now she will come down to the ground just like out to the ground, and that someday in the June 1919 take the 40 feet again, 20 feet, going down, and this is
After their long flight, Guinness is good for Steve, and Mark is disembarking to face the media.
What up, Daddy?
Amazing.
Okay, so you're just flying blind basically?
Yeah.
For 15 hours?
Well, no, not quite that long. Maybe about 9 or 10 hours.
Okay. Yeah. And then what time roughly, do you have any idea what time then things started to clear up a little bit?
We didn't see the sun until, I wrote it down on my chart, but it was, it had been daylight probably 3 or 4 hours before we finally saw the sun.
Now we have very few formalities, but I'd like to introduce the President of the Clifton Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Aidan O'Halloran.
I'd just like to say on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce in Clifton, a sincere congratulations to Mark and Steve. Fantastic achievement, this reenactment of the famous flight of 1919. A lot of people may not realise the risks that were involved in travelling that distance in the biplane that we've just seen landing in Connemara Golf Club this evening. And we must congratulate you, Mark and Steve, and thank you for coming to Ireland and coming to Connemara Golf Club and Clifton and finishing off the Triple Crown for this famous Vimy aircraft.
This is Michelle from the Irish Times.
Hi, how are you? Congratulations.
I'd just like to ask, what was the most difficult part of the whole journey for you?
It was a series of cloudy weather. We were immediately in the fog upon leaving Newfoundland, and had to climb through that for a long time. And then we had other cold fronts we had to cross during the route. It really didn't clear up until we were about 4/5 of the way here.
Mike?
Yeah, Mick Oakey Aeroplane magazine. When Jack Alcock and Arthur Whitten landed in 1919 in the first Vimy to come to Clifton, they said, "We've had a terrible journey." Would you describe yours as a terrible journey or a good one?
I'm glad I'm on the ground.
What's the navigation like?
Yeah. The navigation did not work out the way I wanted it to work out. To bring, credit and honor to Arthur Whitten, I wanted to navigate purely by traditional means, and just basically be Arthur Brown during this flight.
With the sextant.
Right. Arthur Brown only got 3 usable sextant shots on his transatlantic crossing. I didn't get any.
Was it very difficult to handle, Steve?
Yes, this is a difficult airplane to handle. You have to hang on to the flight controls at all times. If you let go, the plane will immediately diverge off in one direction or another. Or it also doesn't have trimming in this airplane, so that we can only trim it by moving fuel around. So it's out of trim to start with as far as pitching up and down. So I could see how easy it would be to lose control of this airplane if I was not paying attention and having the backup of Mark to catch me if I start not paying.
The Vimy this is a very seat-of-the-pants airplane that requires, it's not traditional airmanship. I use more things than just an airspeed indicator to determine the attitude of the airplane while we're climbing. The revolutions of the propeller, the wind noise, the noise of the wind going by. The airspeed indicator helps, of course. And so when John Alcock's airspeed indicator failed, he used all the other senses to determine his airspeed.
One more question.
How did this flight compare physically to your other flights, like the solo flight around the world and the ballooning?
I can't even make a comparison because these are completely different endeavors. My balloon flight was something that I worked on for 8 years and made 6 attempts, so that was an epic effort. It was more dangerous also than flying the Vimy airplane. But this project has a great fascination because of its historical purpose and the opportunity to be an aviator like the aviators of the early 20th century, to face many of the same demands that they had to face and some of the same risks. So there are similarities, but not close similarities. This is a different and unique event that I feel actually very fortunate to have gotten invited in on. When we have taken on the Alcock and Brown, we instead are not trying to stand in the shadow of their glory, because they didn't really get nearly that much glory. Instead, we're more in the context of trying to honor them and to be aviators like them.
Anyway, I am looking forward to seeing it hanging from a museum, properly displayed, and not being flown very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
They're here.
Oh, yeah.
Not the proper way to read.
Okay. Well, I used to drive drive race cars, and I know what you do with this.
And now I think you've spilt champagne over the Prime Minister's letter, so...
That's better than spilling on the entire audience.
The first takeoff attempt is abandoned after the starter motor on the starboard engine fails. It will be 2 days before the next attempt can be made. Marcus King of King's Garage, Clifton, has fixed the faulty starter motor. The engines are tested for the second takeoff attempt. But the airmen face another delay. As Shannon Airport cannot make a landing slot available to the Vimy until 5 p.m. There is an emergency over the Atlantic and an airliner has to return to Shannon. Meanwhile, the weather is closing in here.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, random.
Let him hear that?
Yeah. And Mark, tell us just what you had for your breakfast for rice level.
Geez, I can't remember.
Yeah, that's okay.
Or which morning was it? You ever seen the movie Groundhog Day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something like this.
And now the rain is pelting down. Visibility is just a few yards. There will be no flying today.
That's the engine that failed the other day. That's the one that failed the other day, the starboard engine, yes. It's okay now.
Can they fly on one?
Oh no.